Could Jade Cargill really be as heartless as Naomi claims? The WWE storyline between these two stars has taken a lot of unexpected twists recently, and fans are starting to come up with some pretty interesting fan theories about what could really be going on behind the scenes. When Naomi called out Jade Cargill during the March 7th edition of SmackDown, it sparked more than just a backstage feud. It triggered a whirlwind of debate across social media, with fans jumping into the comment sections, giving their take on Naomi's accusations, and some are agreeing with her more than you might expect. In fact, a surprising number of fans believe Naomi might actually be onto something. Naomi's big accusation was that Jade Cargill never truly cared about Bianca Belair, and that the only reason Jade got involved in their tag team was to use Bianca as a stepping stone to elevate herself in WWE. Naomi's argument was simple but impactful. Jade, as far as Naomi is concerned, was all about furthering her own career, and Bianca was just a useful tool in her climb to the top. The moment that Jade saw an opportunity to leave Bianca behind and rise to the top without her, Naomi believes Jade would have done just that. It's a bold accusation, but when you think about it, it's not hard to see where Naomi is coming from. And what's even more interesting is the number of fans who agree with her. Across social media platforms, fans have been debating the validity of Naomi's claims, and surprisingly, many seem to be on her side. They point out that Jade's character always appeared to be self-centered, and that any emotional connection she showed toward Bianca was merely a calculated act to further her career in WWE. Some even go so far as to say that Jade's behavior was a perfect example of the kind of selfishness Naomi was calling out. According to this group of fans, Naomi was simply ahead of the curve. She saw Jade's true colors and decided to act first, cutting Jade off before she had the chance to leave Bianca in the dust. Now, while Naomi's actions were dramatic, an attack on Jade that took place backstage during SmackDown in November, there's a portion of the fan base who's coming around to Naomi's way of thinking. They may not agree with how Naomi handled the situation, but they understand why she did it. It's a story as old as time. Someone feels betrayed, so they lash out in retaliation. The real question here is whether Naomi was justified in her actions. Was Jade really playing Bianca all along, or was Naomi simply jumping the gun? The situation gets even more intriguing when you start to look at the bigger picture of WWE's current storytelling. A recent trend among WWE's top heels shows that fans often understand why these characters act the way they do, even if they don't agree with their methods. Take Solo Sikoa, for instance. In 2024, when Roman Reigns seemingly abandoned his own family, Solo stepped up and took charge. Fans could understand his frustration. Roman had ghosted them, and Solo felt like he had no choice but to step into the leadership role. It wasn't right, but it was understandable. Likewise, look at Kevin Owens. He had to watch as his closest friends, Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn, rushed to aid Roman Reigns after he had been betrayed. Kevin was left alone, feeling abandoned by his friends, and fans could empathize with his pain. These are prime examples of characters whose actions fans may not have agreed with, but whose motivations were clear. When you apply this same framework to Naomi's actions, you can see why some fans are beginning to support her. Naomi's claim that Jade never cared for Bianca, and that Jade was simply using her, may sound like a harsh accusation, but it's not without merit. Naomi isn't just accusing Jade of selfishness. She's accusing Jade of being manipulative, using Bianca for her own personal gain. And based on some of the interactions we've seen between Jade and Bianca, there may be some truth to Naomi's accusations. It's undeniable that Jade's attacks on Naomi at both Elimination Chamber and SmackDown were brutal, but from Jade's perspective, they were simply payback. Naomi had attacked her first, and now Jade was getting her revenge. Fair enough, right? It's a pretty straightforward case of retribution. But there's another side to this story. What if Jade's thirst for revenge goes too far? What if her emotions get the best of her, and she crosses a line that fans can no longer ignore? There's been a lot of speculation about where this storyline is heading. Some fans believe that Jade's growing obsession with getting back at Naomi could eventually backfire. If Jade pushes too hard, she may end up becoming the villain in this situation, shifting the public opinion in Naomi's favor. And Naomi, Ever the smart and calculated character, may be positioning herself as the real babyface in this story. There's a chance that Jade's obsession with revenge could turn her into the villain, just as Naomi once was, and it's a twist that could change the course of this feud completely. In fact, Naomi has been doing her part to fuel this theory. She's been active on social media, engaging in a war of words with Jade. One of the most intriguing moments came when Jade called out Naomi's father-in-law, Rikishi, after he publicly stated that he was sticking with Naomi. Jade, never one to back down from a fight, fired back with a profanity-laden tweet, making it clear just how little she thought of Naomi and her family. But Naomi, ever the strategist, responded by quoting Jade's post and tagging Bianca Belair. Naomi's message was clear. She's trying to show Bianca, and everyone else, that Jade is the real villain in this story, not her. This back and forth between Naomi and Jade on social media has added a layer of complexity to the storyline. Naomi isn't just trying to defend herself. She's actively working to shift the narrative. She wants the fans to see Jade for what she believes she truly is, a self-centered, manipulative force. Naomi's trying to position herself as the victim, and judging by some of the reactions from fans, it's working. But perhaps the most telling piece of evidence in this saga is Jade's silence when it came to Bianca Belair. When Naomi attacked Jade in November, Jade knew exactly what had happened. She knew that Naomi had taken a brutal shot at her. But instead of reaching out to Bianca and warning her, Jade stayed quiet. She didn't pick up the phone or send a message to her partner, letting Bianca continue to work alongside the very woman who had attacked her. If Jade truly cared about Bianca, why wouldn't she have done something? Why wouldn't she have warned her partner about Naomi's actions? It's a troubling question, and it adds more fuel to the fire of Naomi's accusations. Some fans have even speculated that Jade might have been secretly hoping that Naomi would take Bianca out. After all, if Bianca were out of the picture, Jade's path to the top would be much easier. It's a dark thought, but it's not completely out of the realm of possibility. Maybe Jade was playing the long game, quietly hoping for chaos to ensue so she could capitalize on it. At the end of the day, it's clear that this feud between Naomi and Jade Cargill is far from over. There are so many layers to this story, and as the drama unfolds, fans are left to wonder who is truly in the right. Is Jade the villain, using Bianca to get ahead? Or is Naomi just lashing out of jealousy or insecurity? The truth is elusive, and that's what makes this storyline so compelling. So where do you stand? Is Jade Cargill the heartless villain Naomi claims her to be? Or is Naomi simply spinning the narrative to paint herself as the hero? Could Jade's quest for revenge backfire and turn her into the bad guy? The lines are blurry, and fans are left to make up their own minds. But one thing's for sure. This storyline is far from over. Who will come out on top in the end? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next big twist in this WWE saga. What happens next could change everything, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the Naomi and Jade Cargill feud, be sure to hit that like button. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest WWE drama.